We'll call the Waterworks and Lighting Commission meeting to order. Should we just hold off on number one till John gets here, or?
We can do the minutes first and the action item if you desire.
Okay, let's do the minutes first. The approval, additions, or corrections to the minutes of the regular commission meeting held on October 11th, 2017. Do I have a motion to accept those minutes?
Yes, you do.
Okay, Mike made the motion,
I'll second.
Joe second. Any other discussion? If not, all in agreement, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay, any nays? Okay, the motion carried. The special commission meeting held on October 23rd, 2017.
I'll make the motion to accept those minutes.
Okay, Joe made the motion,
I'll second it.
Mike second. Is there any other additions, discussion, whatever? If not, all in agreement, please say aye.
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 Any nays? Okay, motion carried. All right,
Cleaner.
should we go ahead with the, how about the action items, the cleaning proposal?
Sure. In September, we sent out a request for proposal from about 8 different janitorial service companies in the central Wisconsin area. We did a tour of the facility in early October. We had 4 people interested in that, and the 4 people are the ones that bid on the service. You can see the bids there. We asked for a 3-year pricing for each one. Advanced Janitorial, who's the one we're currently using.
Where are they at?
They're out of Wisconsin Rapids, they're over on West Grand. And we've been using them for quite some time, so.
Are you happy with it?
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
How many times, do they come in like 2-3 times a week or every?
They come every night and do general cleaning, and then they have a different schedule, different things happen every week, every month, twice a year, and annually they have different things.
And usually when they come in, like, they're here like 2 hours or so?
They start about 4 o'clock at night and leave sometime in the evening.
And you don't feel the need to show up and see how long they're here? I mean,
As long as it's clean.
I'm just kidding.
But it's surprising to see the order of magnitude difference in some of the bids.
Mhm.
Yeah, we were surprised as well.
Yeah,
And it's reassuring that, the one that you're happy with and are using is the most economical.
They've had basically the same person doing that for how long? I've had a long time.
I would
I
say
make a
it's
motion we stay with it.
8 to 10 years we've had the same lady. and
Oh,
she's
that's great.
awesome.
Well, super.
all right. Mike, you made a motion to
Yeah, stay with advance.
stay with Advance to continue on.
I'll second that.
Okay, Mike made the motion, Rick second.
Yep.
Any other discussion? If not, all in agreement, please say aye.
Aye.
All not in agreement? Any nays? Okay, motion carried. Okay. Any questions for the safety committee? If not, line superintendent report.
I'm assuming that the high animal related is just at that time of the winter or whatever where they're getting,
Yeah, the right before winter,
Anxious.
everything gets real active
yeah.
again.
Are we having less animal-related problems now that we're putting on all those squirrel guards or
I don't
animal?
believe we're seeing it quite yet.
You haven't really seen it?
I don't think so.
I know when they had that big one on Sunday, I had one on my block the day before that. I guess it was a squirrel.
Yep,
So,
yeah, I don't know that we're seeing it actually.
Doesn't it come out in the end of year thing where you have some
Yep.
kind of a,
Yeah, we'll have
Able to see that
reliability
trend.
numbers by the end of the.
Doesn't Todd have a map with all the?
yeah.
Right, he thinks the frequency's gone down a little, I don't know, I mean, where we put them in, it definitely does.
Yeah,
but
right.
We don't, you know.
Oh, okay.
We're
Yeah.
not.
So it does make a difference, that's.
What
the-
percentage of the system would you say we have squirrel guarded at this point?
20% maybe.
So that's, and we've been doing this now,
Long time.
3, 4 years, at least.
Yeah, I know, you hit every
Oh,
connection and pole, one big job. And heck, you could probably just start taking them all down again.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Okay, thanks, Josh. Water department operations? No questions or comments, okay. Office manager report.
Well, since John isn't here, I guess somebody's got to make the comment. Nice job on getting 30, 60, and 90 days under control.
Thank you, Rick.
You can't replace him because he's here now.
You know, when you look at your numbers, the calls made in 2017, again, are quite a bit higher than 2016. And the disconnections continually go up. But, you know, our accounts receivable in 90 days and 60 days are continually dropping. And it must be that the calls and the disconnections and really make a big difference.
It's that, and we've used the NISC software now for 5 years, and we've just gotten better at using it.
Okay.
And made some custom changes to it, so yeah, it all adds up.
What are we at on the trip payments? Or
That did not come in, we did not get that information in time for this report, because how early the commission meeting is this month,
okay,
so I didn't have that information.
well, we're probably in the 80,000 or so, are we not?
That's a good guess, yep.
That'll start, I mean, it's slowed down throughout the year, our
Yeah.
payments, but it'll start to pick up again at the beginning of the year when people start filing taxes.
And the Facebook views, you know, I guess I don't get it, like, you say, isn't it pretty close to your newsletter?
No, it's.
I know there's some other things, and I could see when the hurricanes were, and it's pretty interesting
Right.
watching the two gentlemen in Florida.
I think probably the thing that drove it in October is we had a number of businesses that were the target of scams.
It was
And,
utility, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Utility bill scams or something?
yeah, exactly. And we had a posting related to that had 10,000 views. Just that one single post.
Wow. Neat.
I think it's a good indicator of customer engagement, right? So if people are watching and interested in that information, it's a good venue.
And we had the, naturally, the Public Power Week as well, post, which might have got some hits as well.
Any other comments, questions? If not, the Director of Finance report? Could you, some of my confusion is with the update on the PGS-1 tariff.
Sure. The PGS-1 tariff is our, mainly our residential solar customers, so it's systems that are only under 20 kW. Prior to this change, when they put energy back on the grid, They were paid retail rate for that, so whatever they were paying for that power, we were paying them back when they put power back on the grid. What the change was, and it mirrors the PGS2, which is systems over 20 kW, so larger distributed generation systems. It pays our avoided cost, or what we're paying for power instead, kind of in the effort of fairness to all of our ratepayers. That shouldn't matter where our power is coming from. If we can buy it, you know, for a certain cost from Great Lakes Utilities, that's what we should be paying our solar customers for that power.
Most all the utilities had in the state have made that change to avoid the cost.
So they're getting back what you're actually paying for the power.
What we're paying for power is
That's what you're gonna.
that we're gonna pay them.
How many customers do we have? We have quite a few.
Is there 12, 13?
11 residential, I think a total of 15 is what we have. 2 are older than
We have
20 kW.
11 residential customers that are
That's
putting
solar.
power back in solar
They
power.
may not be putting it back on the grid, but they have solar systems.
Yes.
And I think most systems, at least that's what I heard, was most systems these days would be designed to just eliminate your own
Your
consumption,
load.
not,
Exactly.
not to sell it. Like the library. Library'd be the biggest one around here right now.
It's the biggest one
Yeah.
in central Wisconsin.
And the library is not, they're just taking care of themselves. I don't doubt if
They
they're taking
were
care of-
above 20 kW, so they were on the avoided cost rate from the start. Since that was always applicable to customers over 20 kW.
And current customers are grandfathered in for 10 years under the getting the retail rate, since they likely made that decision to go to solar with some cost benefit and payback analysis.
Okay.
So they do get 10 years on that. But anybody new coming in, starting November 1st, will get that avoided cost amount.
Service territory seminar. I take it that's taken, like, Wisconsin Electric Power's customers away and,
Right, it's, you know, where there's the gray area of an undeveloped area that's, you know, a farm field or something that now becomes a subdivision and it's not being served at this point, and then kind of who has the right to serve those customers.
you know. Have we had any problems with that? Anybody?
I don't, not in a long time, I mean.
No. I mean, we serve
Pretty much public
outside,
service? or
we serve outside city limits in every direction but south, right? So it's never been an issue in the past either. I mean, they've been able to either horse trade territories, or they didn't clamp down on Wisconsin Rapids as they were leaving city limits. So it hasn't been an issue, but it comes up from time to time. Generally, whoever has first rights is who has facilities in the area. So whoever has the biggest voltage line typically wins in that scenario if there are 2 utilities that run through it or whatever. And then you get so many feet on each side of the line to serve it. So it's all driven by that. I mean, the first rule of territory is do not reach out and take thy neighbor's utility customer. I mean, that's the number 1 rule, so.
Who is to the south? Who's
Alliant.
Alliant to, and where does Adams?
That's Columbia kicks in pretty close. to
Yeah,
that.
it's real close, yeah, east and south.
With town line is about as far
As
south.
we go?
No, Adams Columbia is up on town line.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they come up right to Deer Road,
Oh, okay.
but then they're mainly east and south.
You got anybody fighting you for your water customers?
You wanna update them on last night?
Sure, last night, we did take the budget to Property and Finance
Oh,
Committee,
okay.
and that passed through there. So the next step will be going to the full council November 18th or 19th, right, that 3rd Tuesday of the month, so. But had a pretty good discussion at the meeting and passed unanimously, so
Good.
it's good.
Okay, Information Systems Administrator.
Who's covering for that?
We'll do our best.
I'm looking forward to the demo in December.
That's pretty nifty.
Yeah.
A
So
little over a couple weeks ago.
is that networked? I mean, can anybody
Yeah. you
pull
can get
into
it on
that
your
or?
phone.
Oh, really? Yeah, wow, okay.
Yes, what's amazing about it is just how far camera technology has come since our last system. I mean, you could hardly tell who the person was in the other one, and these are pretty high resolution type cameras.
Yeah, there was just something in the paper about Madison was looking at putting together a city ordinance about mandating the type and quality of the cameras in convenience stores.
Oh, wow.
So it was the,
I heard that.
yeah, it was being pushed by the police department, but then getting pushback obviously from the convenience store owners who.
Right. Well, the big thing was them, is that even if the camera was good or bad, they'd stop working, or they'd run out of tape or whatever in memory, and then they would never have the information anyway, so. But yeah, he's planning on doing that next month, so. He's at cybersecurity with Todd today,
Where's that at?
Green Bay.
Any other comments? If not, Conservation Manager report?
Did you get an answer from the city? City of Wisconsin Rapids requested about power charges.
What they were requesting was they wanted us to give them history going back 2 years of what they pay in electric costs at Whitterfield. I think what's going on there is the Raptors contract is up, and so they wanted to see how much they are actually paying in that electric charge. So all that, going back 2 years, I gathered that information and sent it over to them.
So is all that on one account, the whole
Nine-
skate park
nine-
and
nine separate
tennis
accounts.
courts and, huh?
9 separate
Nine,
accounts.
okay.
Tennis court is one concession.
Okay.
So there is
Okay.
9 separate electric services there.
Who's honestly
Cranberry,
Cranberry?
Mary Brazo Brown.
Yes. Newer facility.
I mean, that's
in that
40%.
area.
Of course, they probably don't have a lot of history either, but.
They've been there for around 2 years. They're located in the Beer and Industrial Park.
Okay.
It's a dehydration of cranberries.
Yeah.
It's unlike Ocean Spray being the Crazen, because there's no sugar added. So there's a lot of antioxidant health benefits to their cranberry that they're marketing versus the Crazen. But yeah, there's very huge savings of 40% with them staying under that 50 kW rate. That'll benefit
That
their
must make them
facility
pretty
a lot.
happy, at 40%.
Yeah.
Any other comments?
You got a little boost in green, in the green energy programs?
Quite a bit. That was good to see, because that program has been a little stagnant over the last year or two.
Oh, yeah.
But yes, we sold, I believe, 14 extra energy blocks at our open house event, so that was good to see. And other programs, we had a total of 23 signups, where in 2016, we only had 3, so that was encouraging.
You're talking a good job there.
Well, we're getting more
Congratulations.
and more people coming to the event as well too, and that helps, and the way Sean structured it this year definitely helped too. Didn't give them an option, they had to go to the table, so.
Right.
Just used a little flashlight last night. I know. I just used a little flashlight last night.
Was it on the refrigerator? Was it on the refrigerator? It's
Oh,
made-
no, it's in my car.
Oh, it's
so-
made that?
Oh, okay. Well, I
That's
got
right,
my car,
guys.
it's a little.
Any other comments? If not, the Director of Engineering and Operations report.
You're getting the questions, you know.
Sure, ready.
How about the reclosure upgrade? Can you comment on
It's
that?
going good, like we are just left with 3 reclosers, so I am upgrading them to the Form 6 controllers right now.
Okay.
So that like we have each and every recloser with the same controller. Right now we have controllers with 4.1 configuration, 5.1 and 6. So the latest ones are 6 one. So that's what I'm doing right now.
Okay.
And we are going good on that outage management training. So we just finished with the admin and the dispatch training, and right now we are running some scenarios. Say for example, a car hits a pole, or a squirrel blows off a transformer. So we are just seeing whether it actually shows the location of where the outage is going or not. And if that goes good, then we are good to go live.
Good.
That's the last piece of the NASC software that we have to implement. Everything else is pretty much functional, other than the new stuff that we may get next year, which was in the budget, so.
Any other comments? If not, the general manager report. I'd like to ask you what we're doing with all that money from American Transmission Company.
Electric depreciation account.
I mean, do we depreciate everything that comes in here?
That's just our,
Even-
it's
even
just our, it's our
170,000.
savings account, unless you want to go to Hawaii and have a party or something with it. That's our savings account.
That's pretty good, though. What was it, 170,000 or so?
Yeah. No, we had to pay in, I don't know, our normal investment for the period.
Right, about 70,000.
Yeah.
70,000?
Should go better on that number.
In order to keep our ownership percentage where it's at, each quarterly contribution we typically make, so we keep our percentage where it's at. It's how it's a best investment, at least we have going. anyway.
Yeah, that's for sure. They do well. Any other comments? If not, why don't we go, it looks like maybe we're not going to have John today. Why don't we go to the reorganization of officers and committees?
I make a motion, we eliminate the committees and eliminate the officers, no, we keep the
Yeah,
officers.
have to keep the officers,
Keep the officers, eliminate the committees.
correct.
Okay. We have a motion. Is anybody?
I'll second it. I'll second the motion. And just for
All right,
Scott,
we
for
have.
Scott and Tom, we've got a couple of these committees that
Never meet.
Really?
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, if we
Right on
have
the
to meet,
nose.
we have a special meeting and come together and meet, but it's
Yeah.
the current bylaws in terms of these committees just are not practical or effective.
So then you'll change the process?
We
maybe?
will, towards the end of the year, we will change the policies to reflect the elimination of the committees. I mean, I agree, we've been meeting as a special commission meeting as a group, so everybody's aware of what's going on anyway, so the committees have basically become obsolete.
There's only 5 of us, so
Correct.
it'd be different if there was a dozen or something.
So, yeah, we would, staff definitely supports that suggestion as well.
Did that motion cover keeping the officers that we now have?
You didn't say that.
You didn't say that.
If you guys pick the darndest time to listen to me.
I was just gonna ask for a motion for chairman and secretary.
I make a motion that we just keep it as is.
Okay. We have a motion to keep the chairman as me and the secretary as Joe Kuzicki.
I'll second that.
is that gonna be two separate motions? Because if not, I need a vote on the first one, and we'll do this as a second.
Okay. Didn't we vote on the abandoning of the committees?
We
Okay?
didn't
Yeah.
officially
Oh,
vote.
no official
We
vote.
had consensus.
You
yeah.
get consensus.
What are you laughing at, Scott?
Robert Rules of Order, I think is what he's laughing at.
Maybe you need a
Memory
new chair.
Yeah. All right, we have a motion and second on abandoning the committees, and since we all meet as a whole, I believe. And we do have a second. Is there any other discussion? Okay, all those in agreement, please say aye.
Aye.
Are there any nays? Okay, the motion carried. Now, would you like to make another motion?
I make a motion that we keep the officers as they are now.
Okay,
Is that?
that's understandable. Is somebody?
I'll
like to-
second that.
Okay, we have a second by
Thanks,
Rick. Is there any discussion?
Does he have to ask another time? No? Okay, not if it's
As
like.
long as it's unanimous.
All right.
Okay, all in agreement, please say aye.
Aye.
Are there any nays? Okay, thank you, motion carried. How about review accounts payable? I have one on page 4, City of Wisconsin Rapids, the insurance, fuel,
Mhm.
labor, sand, road base, and then there's blow off of 3,000. Is that the, we used to have a quite elevated blow off from the sewer?
That's the sewer,
That was going to
kind
the
of the
sewer?
retention tank, the stuff that needs to get sent to the
Okay.
sewer.
And 10,000 to the City of Wisconsin Rapids for administrative services? Is that a monthly?
That's just an annual amount we pay towards the city finance director, city HR director, and city attorney.
Okay.
So that's our portion that they feel we utilize of their services.
Yeah, okay. And I see you had a statement about credit cards that you put 2 months in last.
Last month, because my one accountant was going down to training, she got all the credit card statements in September. So we
Okay.
kind of did 2 cycles in September. So the credit cards, when you see them down here, is what was paid during that month.
I see.
So we really didn't make a credit card payment during October. Even though people did use their credit cards in October,
Yeah.
those will pay in November, so you'll see those charges next month.
All right.
I was lucky it said that on my electronic paper.
Yeah, good. Any other comments on the accounts payable?
No, but I will say, this goes back to Jeff's report, what he handed out here, seeing the increase in the interest rates on our investments, it's nice to see that, getting that substantially larger return.
Hey, Rick, could you speak up? Could you speak up? I can't hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. So it was good to see what Jeff passed out. Did you
Okay.
get a copy of that?
Oh, yeah.
The investments, and so to see the increase in investments, some of our investments are actually over 2% now, generating, and just the amount of, it's about 10,000 a month more that we're getting in interest from those investments, from that strategy, so continue to be impressed with that change.
So the Elders investments, think they really made a difference?
Oh, yeah.
I do.
Some of the ones before
Well,
this, do you
and-
remember some of those were like 0.02%?
Yeah. And River City's bank,
It
that was quite a difference.
They've really stepped up and made a pretty decent investment for a pretty liquid opportunity.
Good. Is there anything else?
No, we just plan to get together next Wednesday morning then around 10 o'clock.
Any chance we could do it earlier?
Deal with Mike on that one. I think you might be getting him out of bed a little early.
That's none of your darn business.
It shouldn't be a long meeting, I don't think. I mean, this guy's gonna come in and talk about it. You guys may have quite the lengthy discussion of what you want the utility to do as far as Reggie, but the actual presentation will probably only be 15 minutes from what he was telling us this morning. Then we may have some of the land and grant on the agenda, and I don't know if we're gonna chance to do write-offs or not by then, probably not, but we'll see.
I got a 10 o'clock
Do you?
appointment, yeah.
Okay,
Make it 9
okay.
You can do 9?
We can do 9, yeah.
for you, Rick.
Thank you, thank you.
We're here at 7, so if you wanna start at 9, we can do that.
Don't be carried away.
Would somebody like to make a motion to adjourn?
Mike would.
Yeah.
I'll second it.
All right. All in agreement?
Aye.
Any nays? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.